In this bulletin, let's get you the other big stories of the day. Well, our eyes once again will be on the Varanasi Court that is all set to resume the ongoing suit in the Gyanvapi Masjid dispute. Meanwhile, the district court, in its interim order, had decided to share 1,500 photographs and 10 hours of videography that was done by the court-mandated commissioners on the Gyanvapi survey. Let's take a look at this special report that has been filed.
What was in that 19-page report that was submitted by Vishal Singh, who was appointed as the Special Advocate Commissioner. Bit by bit, see what the surveyors saw. First of all, we will show you what happened in the basement. Now remember, there were 4 basements that were unlocked by the surveying team between May 13, 14 and 15. This was the first basement that they opened, and as soon as they enter this basement, 2 feet ahead, next to the door is a wall. This is what the survey said. Now, what did they see on this wall? They saw that 3 feet above the ground, there were motifs in the shape of palm leaves. They looked like flowers. Now, further, when you walk into this basement, there are pillars similar to these that are ancient pillars. There are 4 in number. They are 8 feet in height. They are full of engravings of Hindu motifs. They go from bottom to the top and all the way around these pillars. These motifs include temple bells, they include kalash. There are also images of flowers. Now let's move on to the next one, which is the western wall of the mosque. What were the images that were seen here? There were an elephant idol with a broken trunk that was spotted over here. There was also a wall which showed trident, which is carried by Lord Shiva, very importantly, as well as swastika. Again, there were some more palm leaf shaped motifs on this western wall of Gyanvapi Mosque. There were temple bell motifs like these on the wall as well, which is very peculiar of a Hindu temple, and so is the architecture, which is the Nagara Shaili of temple making, which was very typical of northern Indian temple architecture at that point of time. Now, something that you would have never heard of before in this case, it is the domes and what the surveyors saw when they went inside them. Now, this mosque has 3 major domes, starting from the one in the north. The surveyors say when they went inside, what they saw was there were conical structures. They were 8 feet below the dome. They're the shikharas. The Indian Hindu temples have a conical triangular structure on top, unlike the domes that are present in mosques. This is a feature that is also found in the central dome as well as in the dome on the next of it. All of them are 2.5 feet in height, all 3 of them, whether it is the north dome or the central dome or the south dome, and their base is 22 feet in diameter. What does it show? That there was a temple underneath, and it was on top of that temple that this mosque was built. It is an irrefutable proof that has been videographed by the surveyors and submitted in the court, and now forms the bedrock of the argument of the Hindu petitioner's side. But the Muslim side still says all this amounts to nothing.
Now, Times Now has access to reports of the Gyanvapi survey. The first report was the one that was filed by Ajay Mishra, the man who was debarred from reports. He conducted the survey on the first 2 days, which is May 6th and 7th, where he could only survey the exteriors. Report number 2, which Times Now has accessed, was filed by Vishal Singh, the Advocate Commissioner that was then appointed by the Varanasi Civil Court. He conducted the survey inside. Now, Ajay Mishra's survey, like I said, was only of the exterior mosque compound, whereas Vishal Singh's report, which has been submitted in court today, that also surveyed the inside of the mosque compound. Now, as far as the report number 1 goes, it only talks about the exterior walls, including that particular shivling. As far as Vishal Singh's report is concerned, that one talks about the wuzu khana and the basement of the Gyanvapi mosque and what was found inside there. Back to Ajay Mishra's report, which is report number 1 that was accessed by Times Now. That notes a symbol of a lotus and damaged idols from what he saw on the exterior. Whereas the report that was filed by Vishal Singh of what he saw inside, that notes a shivling in the wuzu khana. There were also Hindu symbols that were there in the cellar or in the basement. And those are the differences between the two reports. But the opinion that has come out of both those reports is that there are definite traces of the existence of place.
When the maintainability of the suit will be taken up in the Varanasi court, my colleagues Harish and Akansha, both joining us live from Varanasi, will be coming back to them for a quick live update. So let's also listen in what Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath had to say.
अयोध्या में भगवान श्री राम के भव्य मंदिर निर्माण के बाद अब काशी ने जो अंगड़ाई ली है वो हम सबके सामने है.
All right, Harish, good morning to you. First, the Muslim side's arguments on the maintainability of the case remained incomplete. That will be continuing today onwards. The date that the court had fixed for its hearing, what's expected?
Yes, Samita, yet another important day at the Varanasi District Court. District Judge will resume hearing of the maintainability of the suit. But today the most important development is going to be that it's expected that the court will pass a final order as far as granting of the pen drive carrying around 1,500 photos and 10 hours of video shot by the videographers and photographers who had accompanied the advocate commissioners during the survey. And the Hindu side already believes that it will be a shot in the arm for them, because it will bolster the chances, bolster the arguments, and they can put up a better defense while the Masjid side is now in fact challenging the maintainability of the suit filed by 5 Hindu women who had sought daily worship at the western wall of the mosque, where there are several Hindu idols and murals. And the Hindu side in fact goes on to say that they may be able to prove from the findings that the religious character of the disputed structure is that of a temple, and also that grand Hindu temple was raised to build the 17th century Gyanvapi Mosque. So at the same time, the Masjid side will continue to argue that the plaint filed by the 5 women is not maintainable and runs counter to the Places of Worship Act, which in fact provides for maintaining the status quo as of religious structures as on 15th August 1947. One more issue could come up if the Masjid side finishes their arguments on the maintainability. Vishnu Jain, the lawyer who is leading the charge for the Hindu side, might even take up the issue of defilement and tampering of the shivling and bring it to the notice of the court that despite the Supreme clear direction to the district magistrate and the Anjuman Intizamiya Masjid that the shivling has to be protected, there were attempts made to tamper with the shivling. And in fact, there is another development going to take place in the fast track court. The fast track court will hear a petition filed by a Hindu body seeking worshipping right to prayer, daily prayer of the shivling, which was recovered from the Vazu Khana.
One of the latest petitions that was filed in the court there. Harish, stay on with us, bringing Akansha on board, because the court has also given 1 week's time to both the Hindu and the Muslim sides, Akansha, to file their objection to the report which was mandated by the court to conduct the videography survey.
Well, absolutely, they had given 1 week's time, but today we were told by the counsel of both sides that they will seek extension because they have yet not seen the visual facts, because yet they have not been given the photos and videos of the survey. Now, today is going to be the second crucial hearing in the case. The Muslim side, which has challenged the maintainability of the lawsuit filed by the Hindu side, will put forth its argument and continue its argument. Now remember, last time the Muslim side had argued for 2 straight hours, during which they had questioned the maintainability. They had said that it is barred under the Places of Worship Act. The Hindu side does not have any evidence to support their plea, and also there are various contradictions. So now, after the Muslim side is done, will the Hindu side begin the argument? But the most important thing today is that photos and videos of the survey will be handed over to both the parties. But last time the Muslim side had moved the court, actually filed an application saying that these videos and photos should not come out in public domain. They should only be handed over to the counsels of both parties. The Hindu side, which was present there in the courtroom, had said that they will oppose this application given on May 30th. Other than this, as you rightly mentioned, they were given 1 week's time to file objection on the survey report.
So in the afternoon,
Not,
expecting that the
get any
hearing
visual
will
facts.
resume on the maintainability of the plea in the fast-track court in Varanasi, where both Harish and Akansha are reporting live from. We'll come back to both of you. Thank you very much for the moment. Let's